EU top diplomat Kaja Kallas pushed back against US criticism on Sunday as the Munich Security Conference came to a close. Kallas dismissed claims made by US Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who insisted that Europe must defend its civilization.
History. Contrary to what some may say, woke, decadent Europe is not facing civilizational erasure. In fact, people still want to join our club, and not just fellow Europeans. Over 40% of Canadians have an interest in joining the European Union, so the waiting list is quite long.
Kallas acknowledged that while the two powers are intertwined, they clearly do not see eye to eye on all issues. She urged European nations to reclaim their agency and take the lead on their own defense in the face of an aggressive Russia. Kallas insisted that Russia is broken rather than a superpower, warning that the greatest threat is Moscow gaining more at the negotiating table than it did on the battlefield.
Let's be clear-eyed about Russia. Russia is no superpower. After more than a decade of a conflict, including 4 years of full-scale war in Ukraine, Russia has barely advanced beyond the 2014 lines. And the cost? 1.2 million casualties. Today, Russia is broken. Its economy is in shreds.
She called for strict concessions, including capping the size of Russia's military and ensuring it pays for war damages.
You have one army that...
U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio stressed that Washington does not want vassals in Europe, but allies to work with on joint issues. The comments were made as he kick-started his tour of Central Europe in Bratislava, where he met with Prime Minister Robert Fico to bolster ties with Trump allies in the region. The top U.S. diplomat said the Trump administration wants a stronger Europe, which in turn will create a stronger NATO, capable of effectively deterring threats. Fico denounced EU support for Ukraine as he spoke in a joint press conference, saying it only prolongs the war and increases the death toll. He also slammed Brussels' initiative of completely halting the transit of Russian energy in Europe in 2027, saying it carries disastrous consequences for his country and others. The pair also discussed bilateral relations, as well as a possible nuclear deal, with Slovakia interested in importing reactors from the US, in a deal worth between 13 to 15 billion euros. Rubio is set to visit Budapest next on Monday, where he will meet with Viktor Orban to hold talks aimed at expanding US-Hungary relations. The visit comes at a crucial time, just weeks ahead of the country's general election, where US President Donald Trump has already endorsed Orban, touting him as a strong leader.
The world's top two men's tennis players are set to clash in Doha this week. The Qatar Open is just one of two ATP Tour events held in the Middle East. And after being voted the 2025 ATP 500 Tournament of the Year by the players, it's quickly become a favorite stop on the calendar. With more than 2.3 million euros in prize money on the line, world number one Carlos Alcaraz leads a stacked field of top 10 talent. The 22-year-old Spaniard says he has a clear plan heading into the week.
A lot of players I know that they trying to catch me up in terms of they study my game, they study how I play, trying to beat me, trying to challenge me, and I have to be ready for that, and I have to see where my level is, where my tennis is, and trying to put myself in their minds and think what they would do if playing against me.
World number two Yannick Sinner also hopes to lift the trophy here in Doha. The 24-year-old Italian spoke to Euronews about returning to a city that holds special memories for him.
I do remember I was here some years ago because of a junior tournament, so I have great memories in a way, and I'm looking forward to it. You have small feedbacks from training sessions, of course. You need to play matches, trying to understand what works best, so let's see what's coming.
World number 3 and two-time Doha champion Novak Djokovic has withdrawn from the tournament, citing fatigue. His absence leaves the spotlight squarely on the game's new generation and sets a stage for a week of world-class tennis in the Qatari capital. Adil Halim, Euronews, Doha.